Welcome to Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Christensen. Issues and Answers is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. And now, Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Christensen.
Welcome to the program. I'm Diane Christensen. Remember the day. Remember the day when you were so active? Maybe you were on your high school football team, baseball team, golf team, tennis team. Remember when you used to get around with friends and play tag football, flag football, maybe even hide and go seek, all those fun games when we were younger. And then into early adulthood, we were chasing around all those kids, not only around the neighborhood, but around the house to make sure they got to bed or to eat correctly. Well, those were the days. Now just the thought of getting up and getting going can be tough because our body aches. We've got arthritis, our joints hurt, our knees, our feet, and you know what? We sit on the couch. We pass the day. But that's the worst thing I've been told we can do is when we're hurting, we've got to get going. How do we do that? Well, the Bernalillo County Extension Program through New Mexico State University has some answers for you. It's called the program Walking with Ease, and the extension program is right now has a program that you can get involved with just through Zoom. It'll help you learn why it's important to get up and get going and 5 easy steps to do it. So we'll be back as we discuss Walking with Ease and how you can do it right after this. Stay with us.
The National Education Association of New Mexico, a union of teachers and school staff, believes every child deserves to learn at a school that inspires their imagination, cultivates their curiosity, and ensures a fulfilling life. Public schools should provide all our students with small class sizes and one-on-one attention. NEA New Mexico asks you to join us so together we can end the teacher and staff shortage and invest in our public education system once and for all. Sponsored by NEA New Mexico.
Walking, is it very difficult? Well, for the young people, it sure isn't. And for those of us who have aches and pains, yeah, just kind of the thought of it can be daunting. Just walking? Well, my guest will tell us all about it. She's got some answers for us. Dianne Christensen, she's with the Bernalillo County Cooperative Extension Service Program, and she's also New Mexico State University Associate Professor of Family and Consumer Sciences. Thank you so much, Dianne, for being a part of the program. And you're smiling because you understand walking isn't as easy as it used to be, correct?
I do understand, yes.
And why we're having a TV program about walking when it's just so simple as just getting up and tying on your tennis shoes and getting out the door? Why am I doing a show about this, Dianne?
Well,
why are you doing a program?
It used to be easy, but as you get old, it's hard. You know, chronic disease, chronic pain, there can be a lot of things that stop us, and also falls. You know, a lot of people that have falls, it's very hard to get back to being active because they're afraid they're going to fall again. And so Walk with Ease is just a great program. It was developed by the National Arthritis Foundation. And what I love about it, it's so doable. If you can stand for 10 minutes, you can do Walk with Ease. And I love that.
But the importance, and you actually through Mexico State University, through the extension program, you have a 6-week program at your own pace. Mm-hmm. Thursdays, June 2 through July 7th, from 10 in the morning till 10:45. It's a Zoom class. Now, they may have missed some of them. Is there a charge for this class?
No, it's completely free. And I was able to get a grant, so I have some wonderful incentives if people come to the class and they do their walking 3 times a week. For 5 to 10 minutes is a place you can start. I bought some sun hats. I have some Fitbits.
Hold that sun hat up.
Can you?
That's cute.
Yeah, I decided I wanted good practical incentives. So there's some really great like Thorlo socks. I have these walking packs that you can put your water bottle in. As I said, I have some Fitbits if people don't have Fitbits. Their Fitbits are really very motivational. And so I'm very thankful for the grant that I received.
So how do you do this? You just sign up?
Yeah, you just sign up and
Imagine you register. You have to log
Yes,
the
yes.
times?
Yes, yes. So you just, once you register, you'll get a Zoom link in your email. You just click on that and you can attend the classes that way. And then you walk on your own based on your, wherever you are in terms of your fitness level.
And then you mail them these items?
Yes, I can mail them. They can stop by the office and pick them up, whatever works for them. Yeah.
That's got me
Very fun.
motivated. That's really a cute sun hat.
It is.
So, joking aside, it isn't as easy as just putting your, bending over and putting your tennis shoes on. People are having a hard time walking.
Yes, yes. And I think as we get older, it's really important that we Walk with Ease teaches a 5-step walking method, and that's where you warm up, you stretch just a little bit, you actually do your walking, you do a cool down, and you stretch again. And this prevents injury, because I know for myself, I just get injured a lot more the older I'm getting. But
Okay,
if
so
I practice
go through that
this,
a little
it helps.
slower. I've been told this, Diane Christensen, but I don't do it.
Right. Yes, yes.
So it's truly, the first step of the 5-step is what?
It's just warming up, and so that would be just kind of moving like you're walking. It's just getting your body kind of into the motion, nothing aggressive, but you just need to begin to kind of simulate the activities that you're going to be doing in terms of walking. And then there's some, they're very good. We have videos and pictures in the book of how you can stretch lightly. A lot of people think you have to stretch a lot before, and that's not the case because your muscles are cold. And so you want to be very gentle with that. Then you actually do your walking.
And
then
you're saying some
cooling
people
down
can
is
start with just 5 or 10 minutes?
Yes, and you don't have to be outside. I mean, you can walk in your house. You can walk, wherever you feel safe is totally fine. You can walk, around your house. You can go to the mall and walk where it's air conditioned. There's so many options for ways that you can walk in environments that you feel safe.
But you're asking through this program to do it at least 3 times a week.
Yes, but just, ultimately the guidelines from the CDC are to be active 150 minutes a week. So that's 30 minutes 5 times a week, or 20 minutes basically, a little more than 20 minutes every day. But something that's important for people to recognize, especially with the Fitbits, is that there's a difference between being active and exercise. So being active is where you're just moving, and that's very important. It's really good for our joints, all of those things. But steps, a lot of people think, oh, I got 5,000 steps, I don't need to exercise. But exercise is really important, and that's what we're going for with that 150 minutes, where your heart rate goes up. You're walking, for example, at a moderate pace where you can talk with someone. You're not breathless. You can talk with the person maybe you're walking with, but your heart rate is elevated. That's what we're after for that 150 minutes. The steps are great. They're very important as well, but don't confuse the two. You need both to be healthy.
So steps aren't necessarily exercise?
No.
They are
yeah.
not.
Yeah, because you think about grocery shopping, all those things, your heart rate never goes up. And so you want to be in a range where your heart rate is raised. It gives you strengthens your heart and your muscles.
So through Walking with Ease, you are
yes,
at one
yeah. So we want you
asking them
to walk at your own pace, but we don't want to see a leisurely stroll. We want you to do it in a way that is maybe just a little bit challenging to you.
What else would you like to share about the program?
Well, it's just it doesn't sound that complicated, and it's truly not. But some of the impacts that we've had have been so powerful. One woman that I've coached for a long time, she's just had a hard time getting activity, going, and she took this class
Because of some ailments?
Yes, and just motivation. Again, when you're trying to do healthy habits on your own, you really need support. I think we should be able to do it on our own, but that just really isn't the case. Having a supportive group, having someone help you learn some new information. So, you know, she just wrote me a note and just said, this has been life-changing for me. She gets up every morning, she's walking 3 miles, I mean, just very consistently. It's really changed her weight loss journey because she's burning more calories. It was really amazing. So, the other thing that's really important with Walk with Ease is it's really important for people to connect impact. So for example, when I get up and walk in the morning, I'm not just doing it to burn calories, for example, because I've figured out that when I get up and walk in the morning, I feel a lot better emotionally. I do better mentally through the day. I'm more clear-headed, and I'm not as tired in the afternoon. And so connecting walking with those impacts motivates me to do it the next day. And that's a key to motivation.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is understanding those impacts.
I do to understand the impact. And for me, I do walk every morning, clear the mind,
yes.
And I don't drink coffee, so it just kind of wakes me up.
Yep.
It's the blood going. So,
Yes.
but connecting, yeah, well, I connect it because if I don't, then I feel miserable.
Yes.
And I've heard that it's also best to actually get up and get going, even if you don't go outside the house, wherever you're comfortable and safe, is to do that before you look at your cell phone or your computer, because that can always set you back, like, oh, I have to answer this email right away, oh, I have to contact. But if you get up and get going.
Yes, even if you can't do that, one of the specialists that I worked with down at New Mexico State, she was extremely busy, one of the busiest people I've ever known. But she would put her activity time in her calendar. And I remember, you know, one season that I was working with her, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But it was a date she made with herself. And she said, you know, if I had a commitment with you, Diane, I wouldn't just arbitrarily cancel. And she said, that's how I feel about my activity. I'm not going to take another appointment. I'm not going to cancel on myself. I am going to do this. So sometimes what I do in the morning, I get up and I look at what I've got going on and for the day, and I just figure out when am I going to get my walk in today. And it might be, you know, oh, I think at 4 o'clock I can
So
do that
Diane,
walk.
you don't do yours first in the morning?
I've learned that most of the time it's better, and especially now with the weather getting warmer, I just have found, so normally I do it first thing in the morning, but sometimes I don't sleep very well, for example, and I know that sleeping longer in the morning is what I need. So then I adjust and I think, okay, I can't do it this morning because I have to go to work, but when else am I going to do this? Or I might just walk 3 10-minute periods throughout the day. I might just, because that's 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be all in one stretch. We'd like to see you do it for at least 10 minutes at a time, but you can do 3 10-minute periods of activity during the day.
How many times have you offered this class?
Oh gosh,
quite a
we've
bit.
offered it probably 4 or 5 times. Yeah.
So in addition to the one woman who changed her life, give us some other examples of, and while we do, Mike is going to put up the how people can contact the office to register.
Good, yeah.
So what are some examples of what people have said, or what kind of people sign up for this class?
Well, many people are elderly and in pain. They have chronic disease, or one woman I'm thinking of, she's lovely. She had been in the hospital, chronic pain, a little unsteady on her feet. She took the class, and she was just so thrilled because it really got her back into an active habit of activity. And she started small, but that's what I love about it, is that you start small. And we help you somewhat with mindset shifts. It's really important to understand your whys. Why do you want to be active? Because activity is really important to avoiding chronic disease. Obesity, heart disease, diabetes, all of those things. And then it's also really critical in managing pre-diabetes and diabetes. So,
and
very
these are the
important.
registration, the phone numbers, that's what we
Yes.
needed for folks to take a look at if they're interested in this or other classes.
Yes.
Tell me the relationship between sedentariness and diabetes.
With diabetes, and again, pre-diabetes, a lot of people in our state have pre-diabetes and aren't even aware of it. But eating healthy and being active are critical to managing that. And so it's really important. You don't necessarily need to take meds, although that could be part of it, an important part of it as well, depending on what your doctor says. But to manage your diabetes, you need to eat healthy and be active. And then, of course, see your doctor. Pre-diabetes, if you find out you're pre-diabetic, and I encourage everyone to have an A1C test at least once a year, particularly over the age of 45. My husband's an example. He came home and they gave him his labs and it was all fine. They said, oh, you're fine. And I looked on the paper and he was pre-diabetic and they didn't even tell him. So he took that to heart and he stopped. The only thing he did is he stopped drinking sodas. He brought down, and he became a little more active. He brought down his A1C, so he's stayed out of the pre-diabetes range.
He's not even in the pre any longer.
No, and it runs in his family. And so that's an example of how just one small change had got him out of that pre-diabetes range. But you really don't want to be in the pre-diabetes range because you inch up, and it can be very quickly. It's not a slow thing. It can happen very quickly. And once you're diagnosed with diabetes, you've got it for life.
Oh, you do? There's not a way to reduce it?
No, you can manage it and keep your numbers down through diet and exercise. But once you're diagnosed with diabetes, you're never undiagnosed. And so that's why you really want to keep your numbers. The other thing is, once you enter the pre-diabetes range and the diabetes range, damage can start occurring to your body, and that's why you really want to stay out of those ranges. So
what kind of damage, if you know?
You can have foot problems. A lot of times people have to have amputations because of unmanaged diabetes. You have kidney problems, eye problems. So many bad side effects from unmanaged diabetes. But the good news is if you manage it, you can live a healthy, happy, long life. But the key is you have to manage it.
But we have quite a bit in New Mexico.
Yes.
And this program and being active is one step away from being pre or diabetic.
Yes.
Any other misinformation about walking that people have, or some startling things that are in here that people don't realize?
Well, I just think walking is such a great thing. A lot of times we think, oh, I need to get active. Oh, I've got to join a gym. Oh, I've got to get this piece of equipment. Oh, I've got to have the clothes. No, walking is so doable. And that's what I love about it, is anybody can walk. It's free. And, and
it's true.
Yeah.
What about in a pool? Because the joints, and I just heard recently, it's good walking in a pool because you're not doing the impact to your precious knees.
Yes, a lot of my participants do water aerobics and they love it. They say it's very fun. So yeah, I think that's a great thing, especially during the summer. I think places like the Y, and there's just a lot of places that have very fun water aerobics. So yeah, that's a great option in the summer.
Great. And again, how do people register? And it's free. Tell us where to call.
So if you'd like to register, call 505-243-1386, or you can email bernalillo@nmsu.edu. Give us your name, your email, and your phone number, and which class you'd like to sign up for, and we'll get you registration information. If you'd like to just check out what we offered, you can go to bernalilloextension.nmsu.edu, and we have new classes coming up every quarter. So always check it out, because we have a lot of great classes that many times are free. If paying a small lab fee is a problem for you, we're happy to work that out for you. So,
wow. Now, with this class, do they receive this book?
Yes, that was part of the grant, and that's I think about a $10 book, and so I was able to buy those books. So that's free, and you also have the incentives that you can earn if you attend.
Oh, you earn the incentives.
Yes.
Go through the earning again, please.
So, well, depending on, if you attend 4 out of the 6 sessions, and you do your walking 3 times a week, then you can earn some of like the socks and the hat and the pack. If you come to every class and do your walking, and you need a Fitbit, I don't have that many Fitbits, but the ones people that need a Fitbit, and they promise me that they will keep it for themselves and not give it to someone, then I have Fitbits available. So.
And in the book, they are. Let's talk about arthritis, though.
Mm-hmm.
How people who have arthritis, is it good to walk if you have hurt knees, though, hurt feet?
Well, movement is good because it keeps your joints moving. If we don't ever move, you know, that's hard. And so one of the things that's great about this is it was developed by the National Arthritis Foundation. So in addition to the class, each week I send the group an email, and there's all kinds of links to everything from how you can get more information on arthritis from the National Arthritis Foundation to how to do the different exercises. You can see videos on that. Just a lot of information. The National Arthritis Foundation is a tremendous source of information for people, especially with chronic disease, arthritis, chronic disease, chronic pain. It's a really good thing. But you know, Walk with Ease isn't just for that population. I would say I don't have any of those conditions, and I'm a pretty avid walker, but I've really gained a lot from it. So I love that it's kind of people from those that are just beginning to those that maybe have walked for a long time. It's a good resource for all of those.
So when you do the class, and again they're on Thursdays from 10 to 10:45 via Zoom, you're not walking in the class.
No.
What are you doing in the class?
We're just talking about ways to avoid injury, the 5-step walking method. We encourage people to keep a walking log. I also do some things with mindset. For example, really understanding your whys for wanting to be healthy, for example. That's what we did this last week, is whys are different than your goals or objectives. Your goal might be to, I want to walk 3 times this week. Your why is the reasons and benefits that will come to your life because you walk 3 times this week. And so for me, that looks like, well, I know I feel better mentally, I feel better emotionally, I have more energy if I get up and walk in the morning. Those are my whys. You know, why I want to walk.
What are some other people's whys have you heard from your class?
Well, those are a lot of them, I guess. Just understanding, because a lot of times people are just tied to burning energy for weight loss or whatever, but we really want to move away from that. Oh, another really good why is my father died of Alzheimer's, and so I know from the research that activity helps with brain health. That's a big why for me, because I'm doing everything I can to avoid that disease for as long as I can, because it runs in my family. People who have diabetes in their family, again, it's a very positive, rather than being fearful. You don't want to, fear is not motivating long term. But if you can change it just a bit to be positive, so in my case, instead of being fearful, I'm going to get diabetes, I've taken it by the horns and say, I'm going to be powerful in this situation. I am going to do everything I can to avoid Alzheimer's so that I can live a long quality of life and be productive as long as I can be. And so that's much more positive. And walking helps you, being active helps you recognize that goal that you have.
It's time, maybe 10 minutes 3 times a day, or 30 minutes. Anything you suggest in your classes what they should be thinking about when they're walking?
Oh, that's a great one. Yes, I use that time to be mindful. And what that is just really engaging all of your senses. Have you ever driven home and you realized you didn't know how you got there? Because your mind is...
I'm not going to admit to that.
Well, I have done it so much. And so all mindfulness is being fully present with where you are. So, for example, when I walk, I listen for the birds, because a lot of times I'm stressed and I'm thinking, walking. I don't hear anything. But when I just go to that level, I can hear the wind in the trees. I can hear the birds singing. So a lot of times I'll walk for a while and just focus on what I can hear. And then what can I smell? I smell that rich pine scent. I can smell. What do I see? You engage all of your senses as you walk, and you just work at being really present with where you are. And the reason mindfulness is important, people who practice mindfulness just 5 to 10 minutes a day are happier, healthier, and they're less stressed. And so mindfulness is huge. And you can do it in very easy ways, from eating mindfully to walking mindfully to using your drive time to practice gratitude. All of those are ways to be mindful.
Your drive time?
Yes.
To practice gratitude when
Yes.
driving. Okay.
Yeah, because instead of thinking all about work, or when you're driving home, all about what happened at work, just steward that time in a different way and think about what you're grateful for as you drive to work, for example. And you're less stressed when you get there.
Proves there's studies that show people who are mindful are happier, healthier,
and less stressed.
Because I think I like to take the time to think of all I have to do when I'm done walking. All the things. I feel better by making my list of everything I need to do.
Except you find yourself getting more and more and more stressed, because you're like, oh, I got to get home. I got to get started.
Yes, why am I out here walking? I need to get it. Of course, you walk faster maybe then,
Could be. Yes, but I realized I spend enough time during the day doing the work. I don't need to be anticipating it or reliving it on the way home.
Oh, that is funny. That's funny. You've done enough at work. You don't have to relive it on the drive home or think, oh, that's cute. Diane Christensen, again, she's an agent with the Bernalillo County Cooperative Extension Program. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. And the last incentive, as we have just a minute or two left to share with the viewers about walking, about ease, that it's not going to cause you more pain, but it's actually going to enrich your life. What last thing can you tell them to motivate them to get out there and walk, or to contact New Mexico State University and the Bernalillo County Extension Program? And Mike's going to put the phone number up there to give you a call to find out about all the programs. What's the motivation for them to pick up that phone right now?
Well, I want to encourage you that we have supported Extension. You can't do these things alone, and it's a wonderful opportunity to meet new people, even if it's on Zoom or in person. We're starting to reopen for in-person, but it's a great way to get out and get started, meet some new friends, and open a new active chapter in your life. So we'd love to have you.
Thank you. Having the support is key, and cooperative extension gives you that support, and it's something that we pay for through our tax dollars, right? We're paying for it. I mean, it's a free program. You don't have to pay anymore, but we have paid for it, so why not use it? At least give them a call to see what they have that might interest you and improve your life. I'm going to give them a call right now. I want a hat. I want the hat. Thank you so much for watching this program. I'm Diane Kinderwater. Make it a great week with your family. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thousands of young people are dying from counterfeit prescription drugs laced with lethal doses of fentanyl. Many of them thought they were taking a legitimate prescription drug. Can you tell the difference? Just one counterfeit pill laced with fentanyl can kill. And it did. Talk to your kids about the danger of fentanyl. Visit onepillkilled.org to learn more.
Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. To comment on today's program or to purchase a copy of any Issues and Answers program, visit sunbroadcasting.org or call us at 505-345-1991.